Hi, Malia and Kylie. Congratulations on Descendants 5. In the previous film, obviously, you were doing the time travel thing. Now we're back in the present and dealing with the ramifications of it. Red has sort of found herself being put in the position of a hero kid. Chloe, similarly, always an HK, but through a little bit of a twist, gets a VK moment in this one.
Yeah, the lines are definitely blurred at the moment. I think Red is somewhere in between and trying to kind of figure out what this version of her looks like. And I think that's like the core theme of this film really is like, where you live in that gray area and just like you can redefine all expectations and be your own person despite what maybe your parents expect you to be or what the world expects you to be. So getting to evolve with Red and kind of showcasing this different side of her, slightly more elevated and slightly more of a leader and a princess, I guess. It was fun to play around with this side of her.
I think it's really fascinating to see these iconic Disney characters find their way in that light and find their own aspects of what being good and what being bad means. I think Chloe has found her hardest of hearts in her HK status, but she dips her toes in the VKs, and it's been fun to kind of play with. So that little gray area, I think, is where she's having fun exploring at the moment.
What did this franchise mean to you? Were the original trilogy like a big part of your life growing up or anything?
Yes. I think that growing up and just idolizing every person that was in the OG ones, Cameron Boyce, Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, Boo Boo Stewart, every single one of them. I remember just seeing myself in each character. I saw myself in Evie so much growing up, and I think now that I am a descendant, it just means so much, and it's so surreal and full circle, and I'm just so honored. I really am so honored.
I mean, I actually didn't grow up watching Descendants. I watched them for the first time when I got the audition, but I'd always heard of it. And of course, Cameron Boyce, I'd seen him from Jessie, and I kind of grew up with him. But I grew up watching Disney Channel, all the movies, High School Musical, and Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, like all of them.
All the OG stuff.
Yeah, so to be a part of a Disney Channel original movie, it still is very surreal. Yeah.
I'm curious if you could talk about like studying the points of origin for your character's ancestry and incorporating those into your character.
You know what? I feel like I pulled a lot of inspiration from young Bridget. She definitely played a big part of Pink because I feel like they are so alike. Young Bridget was very, very bubbly and happy and with her little cards and, she's just frolicking everywhere. And I feel like Pink is so alike to her young mom. And I definitely pulled a lot of inspiration from her, and also like that rebel boldness of, from her big sister Red. So, yeah.
I pulled a lot of inspiration from, Harry Hook, who is played by Thomas Doherty in the OG Descendants, and he is so incredible, and he steals every scene and is so fun and playful. And I watched the Hook movie for the first time with Dustin Hoffman, so I pulled so much inspiration from them, but also just owned my own spin of it. And I was the first female Hook that you see in this universe, so it gave me a lot of freedom, and I love putting my own sassy little spin and being super sarcastic and all the things.
I watched Encanto so many times and listened to Surface Pressure thousands more times. Yeah, it was great. I wish Luisa was in the movie more, but, twist that into a positive. That gives me a lot more liberty to bring myself into the character and have the freedom and liberty to come up with some incredible choices for the character.
And the film deals a lot with special effects. The world of Wonderland is pretty immersive. Was this a new experience for any of you, getting to work with this much level of visual wizardry? Maybe you're in front of a green screen, or maybe what you're interacting with isn't there.
I think for all of us, definitely.
I've never done something at this scale.
No.
And there's not many things that are on this scale.
Exactly.
Descendants and Wonderland is so specific. The mazes, the chessboard, the just all of the castle.
Yeah.
All of it is so magical and grand, and it was really cool to see in person.
And there's a lot of special effects and CGI, but there's also a lot of practical things as well.
Yeah.
You know, like filming in the forest, and they turn 100 yards into
Yeah.
Wonderland, and the chessboard and Oridon prep, and you know, of course, they add the little stuff, but
Yeah,
it's
I
practical.
remember one day we were prepping to go down the rabbit hole, and they literally had me harnessed up on a crane.
Yep.
Like in the air, like so high in the air. That kind of was the first moment I was like, holy cow, what are we getting ourselves
What?
into?
Yeah.
One of the big themes of this film is sisterhood. Red obviously has a blood relation sister that is kind of new to her and to us, but also for you two. I mean, the chosen family sisterhood of the journey that Red and Chloe went on in the first film, and behind the scenes, you two doing 2 films together, plus the Worlds Collide tour. I'm curious if at any point this felt very, very poignant that you're telling the story of sisterhood, and you two have been through so much together at this point through these roles.
I think, we've learned a lot throughout the whole process, and I feel like art imitates life in a lot of ways. And I think that friendship is a key theme in the film, and I think, figuring out who you are outside of your friendships and knowing like where you lie with someone and if you can trust them, and honesty. I think that is something that is a key message throughout the film, and just in life. But I think it was cool to explore these new relationships that Red has never kind of dealt with before, as far as having a sister and having someone that she's romantically involved with. Like, that was a whole new world to navigate for her. So it was a lot of fun, and I think that there's something for everyone to kind of relate to with this one.
I think sisterhood is something that kind of prevails through it all, and you see a lot of highs and lows throughout this whole movie of what Red and Chloe go through in particular. And I think it's been a really interesting thing to see the raw and authentic lens that any friendship can go through within that, where there are those rough bits and there are those call out moments that happen within the film that I think are very integral to a friendship, and being able to see your way through it, and being able to be honest and direct and transparent with one another, and defend each other throughout the movie. You see Chloe even like defend Red of, no, she's not like that. And Red has her moments with Chloe as well that I think are cool to see how they each speak about each other when they're not even in the room. And so to see them end up in a space where they were at the very start, and even at the start of the first movie too, you see their evolution just never ending evolve, which I feel like, of course, exactly what Kylie said, art imitates life, and being able to reflect on those moments in particular has been so, I guess, cool to look back on, and will forever be captured in those wigs.
Thank you both so much. Congratulations again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Take care.